The campaign begins.
Ready for trial. What type of monster is this?
Morax, you arrive at my doorstep of your own volition. Excellent. Taking revenge for sealing me away will be all the easier.
So, the little girl is your power incarnate. But if you recall, azdaha, this is not how we intended for events to transpire.
Waste not your words. Your life is mine.
Into the fire!
Crumble! Solidify!
Nice and spicy!
Stabilize!
Absorption test! You're toast!
Be crushed!
Solidify!
There is no atonement for 1,000-year pain! From rock to dust.
Solidify!
Sooner or later. Detestable!
I will have order! Quake! Stabilize!
Fisher! Will not absolve you!
Solidify!
Illusion shattered!
Crumble!
Gather!
Cowardly insect! From rock to dust! Sooner or... Is once not enough? You would forsake me again?
If that is what you choose to believe, so be it. He who bears the weight of memory is destined to shoulder the burden of truth, as it ought to be.
Now you shall perish!
At the frying pan,
There is no escape!
This is order.
Fisher!
Stabilize.
Enraged Earth will not absolve you! Crumble! From rock to dust, sooner or later.
Gather.
No atonement for 1,000-year pain!
Illusion shattered.
Stabilize. Quake!
Morax! You think you can destroy me?
Solidify!
Hey boy.
Come, experience an eon of suffering.
Stabilize! Order guide you!
Earth will not absolve you!
Solidify! Crumble!
Watch out!
Allow me.
You've recovered. How can that...
Focus your efforts, Morax.
Gather!
Shifting sands know not the mountain's dominance.
Enhanced animal module 75.
Rise!
No atonement
Stabilize!
for 1,000-year pain!
Solidify! I will have order! Crumble!
Be crushed!
Stabilize!
Eat this!
Crumble! Morax, 1,000 years after you sealed me underground, you return for the second time.
You should call it by its name, azdaha.
Fate? Fate? So here lies the wisdom of the gods. Destroy all deemed redundant.
No. You have forgotten.
That voice!
Azdaha.
Huh?
Morax. It's been a while.
You're...
Azdaha.
During the battle, you imbued us with your...
Yes. It was all I could manage. Forgive me for concealing the truth, traveler. Allow me to elaborate. Heaven and earth. Yin and yang. Opposing forces.
So there are two...
No! It can't...
When the seal loosened, your power manifested in this world as a child. That's when it occurred to you.
The audacity! Are you insane? If you truly are a part of me, how is it you find yourself standing on the side of the...
I was another power awakened with the loosening of the seal. Too weak to reincarnate, I was barely conscious. I couldn't remember who I was. Only the past would elicit a reaction from me. But
I had sensed that something was amiss when you mentioned Dragonfall. Had your power been but a little stronger...
don't blame yourself. I have changed. It's been so long.
There would be no harm in it.
You haven't changed. Azdaha was once a friend. The memories of rocks do not last. Erosion ground Azdaha's consciousness into oblivion. Azdaha.
What would you expect?
This much is true. In the beginning, erosion. Morax shared, and so we became you. And from your will, I am your final.
No!
I am the remnants of Azdaha's benevolence. The echo of a contract set in stone.
No! This is I, Azdaha, forged of elemental crystal, bearer of the weight and memories of the earth, older than the mountains and the ocean.
Morax is not an insect.
A lord over insects is nothing but an insect in turn.
You forgot yourself. Nobody held Morax in higher regard than you or I. That which you have forgotten, I hold here in my heart. If you are the memory of the earth, then I, all powers under heaven, rise and fall of land and...
A star appears within the wild. A sun ascends as bright. Strange. What is this?
You are spent, and I will soon disappear. In the wilderness.
No! That isn't true! I don't...
Perhaps it isn't, but it remains.
More acts!
The little girl vanished!
Are you satisfied?
I had to make amends. So, Morax.
I do.
Well,
As you please.
I never did forget your...
I hardly lifted a finger.
And yet, you could see. You wouldn't know the yearning of a...
Your power is nearly... Shall we get going?
Surely the pressing matter is still that of the miners trapped out...
Indeed. Hence the need to get going.
Straight down...
check on the miners!
So there you are. My men and I found your clues and we found Mao in a tent at the campsite unconscious. Huh?
Nothing. Pay it no mind. Those 3 miners are over there, in that cave.
Cave?
They're exhausted, but not in danger.
Right. Well, thank you.
So you're taking them back to Leo?
That's right.
Can I come with you?
No problem. You rescued my...
Kunjun, we should be calling you Azdaha. You're coming back to Liyue Harbor too, right?
Not I. Once I'm gone, the true owner will accompany the miners.
You always did.
Curious how...
Azdaha.
I can sense it.
Today I am just an ordinary citizen of Liyue.
Even you met such a fate.
No matter. If that day comes to pass, Liyue...
And how will Liyue fare without Rex?
Even without a god above, this remains a nation of men. I was once there.
All life is shaped and then ground away by the endless flow of time. That's unimportant. Fate is ordained by heaven. You may live forever, doomed to a lonely existence.
I do not pretend to...
Were it not so, you would have killed me long ago, and would not be having to face...
You've brought a smile to my face. When
that day in the chasm...
A heart of stone is a heart nonetheless. But I am the god of contracts, and was for a time a god...
You chose justice, but did not forsake your kindness. You came...
The movements of the Earth Dragon can tremble the earth and shake the heavens. With your ability...
Hence, Ma, do not forget that I was old friend.
Thank you, Azdaha.
My life is nigh on eternal. I will...
You're leaving?
If it is fated, Morax, we will meet again.
Yes. Don't be a...
Wow, that was so weird.
In fact, we have yet to meet the real Kunjun. He was. Centuries may have passed since then, but events from 1,000 years ago...
In our last tale, Rex Lapis was walking alone in the mountains. He heard a remote voice, unlike any other, coming from a crack in the earth.
Most of the ancient geo-life forms that live below Liyue are blind, having not seen the sunlight for an age.
The voice was sometimes sad and song-like. Other times it was loud and thunderous. The Lord of Geo searched here and there before finally unearthing a strange stone from the bedrock.
That's how Azdaha was. I answered his wish, and took him above ground.
The Lord of Geo took pity on the rock spirit and carved it into a magnificent work of craftsmanship, a vivid representation of a dragon.
I bestowed him with a pair of eyes to see the world, and came to an agreement with him.
With his fingers, he made 2 eyes, quicker than words could tell. Lightning flashed and thunder roared, and a living, breathing dragon soared into the clouds!
I agreed to let him live among the people above ground. But if the day ever came when he brought ruin to order, he would once again be sealed in the dark.
The dragon accompanied the Lord of Geo, fighting campaigns alongside him in the 4 corners of the world. We have a saying to eulogize these events. The crash of a spear brought billowing dust. The mountains and waters made way at the sound. The sight of a dragon bestowed with a touch the promise of rainwater blessing the ground.
1,000 years ago, Azdaha attacked the chasm. I tried to obstruct him. During that battle, Dragonfall was born. Despite being the victor, I could not claim to be stronger than he. And in his heart, he was willing to be sealed away. But even I cannot avoid it. But there is something. The greater the power, the greater the danger of personally sealing away an old friend. People abandon and surrender the things they love to pursue the right path. But I was a god of...
You still care.
Call it... I must thank you.
No worries.
Oh? About what?
Oh, yeah. So, he told us about Conria and the punishment of the gods. That's when we realized that those events were connected to the person we're searching for. Zhongli, you're a god. You've
I...
Why? You can't even give us a threat of it.
I understand. But I'm...
You mean another past grievance? Like the incident?
It was signed before it all began. I have... You two are friends to me. I can assure it brings me no pleasure to disappoint you. But as the god of...
Would you be ready to find out?
It appears your understanding of... There are many events of ages past. They have been eroded by time, forgotten by the people. But you are capable of finding them and bringing... Those who come to witness will witness. If you take the same road as that person, there may be more difficulties ahead. But as long as you firmly believe that you are on the right path...
I'll take care of it. Get them! Animal test 6308. Absorption test.
escape!
Get them!
If only we had some help here.
Come and have some hot soup.